Hi, I'm Michael Josh, and you're watching Gadget Match. It's the end of Mobile World Congress 2018, and we have one more video for you. One of the most successful companies this year and the recipient of the most number of Gadget Match Best of MWC awards is Nokia. We've already done a video on their retro reboot, the banana phone, the 8810 4G. Now it's time for two more phones. This is our Nokia 7 Plus and Nokia 8 Sirocco. Hands on. 2 years after making its big comeback, Nokia is slowly filling in the pieces of its Android smartphone lineup. Here in Barcelona, we got some hands-on time with two of its best devices. The star, of course, is the new Nokia 8 Sirocco, not to be confused with the Nokia 8 from late last year. Nokia fans will know the Sirocco branding is a nod to a once very premium Nokia 8800 Sirocco from 2006. And so it's pretty fitting that this device feels like the true Nokia flagship, at least their most premium yet, and arguably the most good-looking. The phone is all glass with a stainless steel frame. Its most noticeable design feature are the curved edges on both its front and back, very similar to the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. While many smartphones now sport taller and narrower 18:9 aspect ratios, including one from Nokia which we'll talk about later, the Nokia 8 Sirocco has a standard 16:9p OLED display and is thus wider in the hands. While we think this new design is pretty, we think the phone would have been better had it been a wee bit narrower and the edges not as sharp. It's still a beautiful phone, don't get me wrong, and design-wise is how the Nokia 8 should have looked when it launched, instead of looking almost identical to the Nokia 5. Now that it's all glass, the phone is water and dust resistant and now supports wireless charging. Unfortunately, something had to be taken away, and you guessed it, that's the headphone jack. While we're comparing to the Nokia 8, the 8 Sirocco also has a bigger battery. But the biggest hardware changes have to do with the phone's camera. Previously on the Nokia 8, you got dual 13-megapixel cameras, one with a color sensor and the other monochrome. On the Nokia 8 Sirocco, you have a 12-megapixel wide-angle lens and a 13-megapixel 2x zoom lens, both with Carl Zeiss optics. We'll talk about the camera app and photo samples shortly, but first, let's move on to the other announcement. Our favorite, actually, the Nokia 7 Plus. Not the same Nokia 7 that HMD announced only in China last year. This model is carved from a single block of aluminum. While all glass seems to be the trend when it comes to premium phones, we really like how this model looks and feels. It comes in black and white, both with a beautiful copper trim around it. It also feels great with a matte coating that repels smudges. It's got an LCD display with a taller and narrower 18:9 aspect ratio. It isn't edge to edge, it's got a forehead and chin, no notch, almost reminiscent of the Pixel 2 XL, including rounded inner corners. But we don't mind. The 7 Plus is meant to be a premium mid-range model. You can see this basing on its Snapdragon 660 processor, but it's got the biggest battery on this lineup, and more importantly, the same dual Zeiss lens setup as the Nokia 8 Sirocco. So 12 and 13 megapixel cameras, the latter being a 2x zoom lens. One thing we really like about the new camera is this hidden feature. You can drag the shutter button out to activate Pro Mode, which is reminiscent of Pro Mode on Lumia smartphones. A really nice touch, especially for Nokia fans. Here are what photos look like. The Nokia 7 Plus has a 16-megapixel selfie camera. Here are some samples. Notice in some of these photos, there's a bit of background blur thanks to camera software. In 2018, Nokia is sticking to its pure Android promise. All Nokia phones, including these two, run on Android One and will enjoy fast updates. The Nokia 7 Plus and 8 Sirocco will both be available in April. The 7 Plus will retail for just under 400 euros, while the 8 Sirocco will retail for 749. So, is the Nokia 7 Plus your gadget match, or is the Nokia 8 Sirocco your gadget match? Of course, as always, we'll hold off giving a firm recommendation until we're done with a full review, but from the looks of it, that Nokia 7 Plus is looking to be the best bang for buck Android smartphone that you can get today.
As always, for more tech videos like this one, you know the drill, folks. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, follow GadgetMatch on social media, and make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, from here in Barcelona, Spain, I'm Michael Josh. Thanks for dropping by.